My name is Angelique, and I have been sober. Thank you for welcoming to the Twin Flame Anonymous meeting. I'm not quite sure how this goes. I've seen AA meetings on TV where they say, and I have been sober for 3 months. So I will try this again. My name is Angelique, and I have not had thoughts about my twin flame for 1 minute and 32 seconds. I am so grateful to have found this group because I have been so confused. I met my person under very unusual circumstances, and at first I thought, I don't get it. I just really don't get it. Why are they talking to me? We come from oh so different worlds. There is really no explanation for how we came together. It was just like serendipity. I think that's the word. Synchronicity? I'm not sure, it's an S word anyway. I started talking to my person, and a couple weeks in, I started feeling the strangest pull, like nothing I've ever experienced before, and suddenly it was like I lost all my brains. It just made no sense. Suddenly this person was like dragging me in with energy, and I didn't get it. You know, I will just say, thank goodness I get psychic information, because my spirit guide filled me in and said, Angelique, this is your twin flame. Well, honestly, I'd heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it because, you know, soulmate, I never even figured I'd meet a soulmate in my life, and so I had to do some research, and I found out about twin flames, that it's one soul that starts out, and then it splits, and then this is an individual person with a soul, or, you know, I hate to say person. Well, I guess I could say person. I mean, you go through all these lives, so I'm not sure. Incarnation? I don't know. Anyway, this half has its own soul, and this half has its own soul, but really it came from one and split, and then you meet up between lives and you plan out what you want to learn, and you decide who takes what karma, and you just keep moving toward the time when you've learned what you've set out to learn, and then you get to come together in what they call union. And it's not always romantic, but it's often romantic. My person's like way older than me, doesn't believe in the same things, doesn't really think that spiritual stuff is cool, I guess you'd say. Kind of thinks I'm a crackpot because I have said that I get information in my head, and you know, I didn't get it. And then my spirit guide explained, and so I did all this research, and I was like, well, you know what? Not that many people get to have a twin flame. This is quite the honor, and at least it explains this odd magnetic pull. So this is my first meeting because I just wanted to find other people that would understand this. I'm going to explore it, but I'm still very confused. You know, actually, I guess I should say I'm quite honored. I really am quite honored because, you know, I understand it's like a big freaking deal. There aren't that many, like I said, and you know, you get to have like unconditional love if you could figure it out. You know, who knows about unconditional love except dogs? You know, people place all these conditions, and I don't know, you know, there's lots of people now that I know about it that talk about it like it's gonna be true love and all this romantic gooey stuff, and when I was reading, it just doesn't seem quite like they talk about it. It's said to be hard work, and I'm beginning to see, with all those challenges, all those differences between my person and me, that this might not be easy. So anyway, I'm done for my first meeting. I guess I can't really say I haven't thought about my person because I've been talking about my person all this time, so I gotta start over, don't I? Thank you for listening, and I look forward to the next meeting. Okay, bye. My name is Angelique, and I haven't thought about my twin flame in maybe 2-3 minutes. I mean, up until I came up to the podium to talk to you, my friends. It's been a few months since I've been here. I thought I had a handle on this. And you know, we're starting to talk a lot more. I'm really becoming fond of this person, despite the differences. And I think I can understand this stuff, how you could move toward unconditional love. But you know, it's hard stuff. We actually met after these few months, and really liked my person, but I felt so scared that I was gonna do something wrong, that I couldn't really relax, and I just kind of yammered on, and I'm not sure if my person was even comfortable. Couldn't tell. So maybe my person was uncomfortable too. Anyway, it was a big deal. I was really looking forward to finally meeting my person in person. And I think it went okay, but then I kind of blew it because, like I say, I just really couldn't be myself. I was so scared I was going to do the wrong thing. I was so scared that it wasn't pretty enough. I was so scared that everything was going to go bad, and then that kind of, I think, made it go bad. You know, I just cared so much. I knew it was important. I just felt this pressure. I knew it was important. And afterward, you know, I didn't hear from my person for a few days, and I started getting insecure, and I thought, oh no, it's exactly as I thought. I wasn't good enough. It was disappointing. I blew it. And so, you know, I messaged and I said, it's okay. It's okay. If it's hard to tell me you just didn't dig me, it's okay, I understand. I know I fell short of the mark. You know, I didn't want him to feel, oh. I was trying to be discreet and keep saying my person, but yeah. Okay, sorry. I'll go back to that, but I slipped. Whoops. Anyway, I didn't want my person to have to be mean. I mean, I didn't want them to have to think they were being mean by saying, oh, this was a disaster. You're just not so hot. You're not what I thought you would be. You know, I just am kind of used to that reaction, and so I was letting my person off the hook. Whoa. Excuse me. I think of shook my brains a little bit. Let me think, where was I? Oh yeah, so anyway, I thought I was doing a nice thing and saying, you don't have to do anything mean, I get it. You don't have to feel bad, I get it. But you know what? My message just ticked my person off. And you know what it did? It made me see into myself, and it wasn't pretty because I could see how my insecurities take over. And I kind of did what ladies call the preemptive strike. I will put an end to it so the fella doesn't have to. I will just slit my throat first so that he doesn't have to stab me in the heart, you know? But the worst thing is, I don't think it went as bad as I thought it did because of all my insecurities, and I think I hurt my person. And I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to do that. So now I feel like even though we were starting to get to know each other, and it was maybe gonna be something where we could be friends and, you know, whatever, despite the differences, and move toward unconditional love, I think I ruined it. And I still think about him all the time. I keep trying to be proper in this anonymous setting and say my person, but you know, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be slipping. So anyway, I'm kind of grieving because I know I blew it, but I'm also realizing what I was reading about, that this isn't just like romance, this is a spiritual journey. And I'm supposed to be learning things about myself, and oh boy am I, and you know it, they're not pretty. I could see how I've been sabotaging myself my whole life by thinking that the other person is thinking this and that, and you know, I'm not sure that was the case now that this happened. So we really need to start working on this. I really need to build up my self-esteem. I mean, I have good reason to not have great self-esteem, but if I've been given this gift by the divine, I want to make the most of it. So I'll grieve. I'll beat myself up because I'm pretty sure I blew it. And I'll be sad because I never meant to hurt my person. But I'll keep trucking along. Well, yeah, I know I said dig and trucking along. I'm an old hippie, can't you tell? With cuckoo hair. I guess I should get off the podium before I start adjusting things, right? Okay, well, thank you for listening again, and I'll see you at the next Twin Flames Anonymous meeting. Bye. My name is Angelique, and I have not had a thought about my twin flame in 5 seconds. It's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's not getting better, I'm not kicking the habit. Everything's getting worse, it's not just me thinking about my twin flame, everything's getting worse. You know, it took me months to earn my person's trust back after I did the preemptive strike out of my own insecurities. It took me months. And then finally we got together again. And it was the first time. It was the first time I just let everything go about my worries and thought, I am just going to have a good time. Excuse me. And I thought everything was going so well. It seemed like finally we got over all this weird stuff, and it seemed like things clicked. And I thought, you know what? All of our differences don't matter because we are just simpatico. I mean, I finally felt like I got him. And that he got me, and I really thought maybe we were figuring this out. I was wrong because it just disappeared. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened. Ugh. Excuse me, but you know, sometimes having this old hippie hair is just kind of a pain in the ass. I know, I could cut it, but you know, it's kind of fun. So, here I am. I'm totally in the dark. I have no idea what happened. And I'm thinking, I thought I was starting to dig through my issues. I thought I was working on things. I mean, my person brought some things up, you know, after the last time. And I was like, oh, he's right. He's right. I do that. I do this. And I was working so hard not to repeat the mistakes. You know, sometimes we're kind of dumb shits about our own stuff. And I really appreciated that my person was bringing this stuff up. I really was. I mean, that might sound kind of stupid because I had to go, I do that stuff and it's not good. But I was looking at it as a good thing because I've been reading some more about this twin soul stuff. It's the whole idea is that you start digging through the stuff that you've been ignoring, probably most of it for your whole life. You know, kid stuff, parent stuff, behavioral. I don't want to say aberrations because they're just normal human things, but they're things that drag us down. And so, you know, I was looking at these criticisms as a good thing because they were helping me pinpoint what I needed to work on. And I really thought we were getting it. I was wrong. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your support. Yeah. So, I'm just really confused, but the only thing I can say to do is just keep working on myself because according to what I read, the whole idea is that you dig up what they call limiting beliefs about yourself. So, I'm trying not to take it too personally, but I do have a lot of insecurity still, you know, because he's so much older than me, and he doesn't believe that I could really be talking to my spirit guides, and you know, but the thing is, what I'm starting to realize is that's all when I let my ego take over. My head gets in there and I start thinking about this, I start thinking about that, and I think, no way, it's all impossible. What was I thinking anyway? Why did I think that I could figure this stuff out? The thing is, when I was around my person, none of it seemed to matter. It just seemed so right. And then the funny thing is, usually I can talk okay and communicate okay, but I get so twisted around and I say the wrong things when we're messaging, and I think I hurt him all the time and I don't mean to. It's just, it's like we trigger each other, and I've been reading, like I said, and triggering is part of this whole thing. You're supposed to trigger things, and then the other person goes, oh, that bitch, or oh, that bastard, and then they start thinking about, oh, could I have contributed to that? Oh, does this remind me of something from childhood? Oh, is this something to work on and heal? You know? But right now, things kind of turn to cock-a-doo-doo. So I don't really know what's going on. I appreciate that I have these meetings to come to. I'll tell you that, because it's nice to have someone to talk to and see. Now that's the other thing. This is such weird stuff, because if you run into someone else, some other woman, say, that has a twin flame, you think, oh, finally I can talk to someone that gets this. They have a twin flame. But you know what I found out? There's all these rules. People think there's all these rules. And then if we're talking and I say, oh, that doesn't sound right for me, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. I get all this flack about, no, that's against the rules. You can't do that. Well, I'm sorry. I know I look like this gentle, meek little person, but I'm not big on rules. I'm big on following my intuition and my instincts. And so then I'll go ahead and follow my instincts, and God forbid that it might work out okay and that things are going all right with me and my person. You go back to the person that has their own person and supposedly gets it. They're not happy. They're not happy for you when things are going okay. Or they're not happy for you when you broke the rules and everything didn't turn into a disaster. So pretty soon you'll learn you can't talk to these other twins or people either, because they aren't happy for you. Or they're happy if things go. Cock-a-poo-poo land, you know? It is the strangest thing. So really, I just feel so alone. That's why I'm so grateful to have Twin Flames Anonymous. And I don't want to stand up here at the podium and cry, so I'm gonna go. Bye! My name is Angelique. I was just trying to be funny. I've been so depressed, I thought I'd try to find some humor in it. My name is Angelique, and it's been about a year now I've been coming to these meetings. And you know what? I'm still eating my hair. You'd think I'd figure it out, wouldn't you? Get back there, here. For Pete's sake! Oh. Okay. Okay, you got me. It's a wig. Well, you know, I've had some issues with my hair. Well, the issues are, there just isn't as much as there used to be. Oh, what is that? Did a bird poop on my head? You know, supposedly. That's good luck. Anyway. I'm not even going to say how long it's been since I haven't thought about my twin flame, because, you know what? I'm starting to give up. I'm really starting to give up. And so, you know, there was a time my spirit guide told me, take that wall down, this is someone you need to let in, but lately I'm starting to build the walls up again, because it's been so long now, not really talking, and when we do talk, sorry, these things are itchy. When we do talk, it just never goes right. I don't understand. I'm always saying the wrong thing. I don't understand, and sometimes I'm just looking at the universe and I'm going, you could shove this stuff up your ass! Because I thought it was going to be this great gift and it's so much work. Why do people want one of these? And I used to feel him and it felt good. And now if I feel him, I just feel anxiety. So I don't think things are going very well for him either, but you know, we just can't communicate. And I have figured out that must be one of the things we're supposed to be learning, is how to communicate. And I can see how I, you know, misinterpret, and then I go off on some road that I wasn't supposed to go down. And and I can see how I take things personally, and so I've been trying to not take them personally. You know, the one good thing about this, I think I am starting to make some positive changes. And I know that's the whole purpose, but you know, why does everything have to hurt so bad? I know. Every single person that comes up here to the podium is crying and whining, except for that one lady who's... Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for her, but I'm sad for me. She's had success, she's had union, she's figured it out. And I can see the joy on her face. I can feel the love for her twin soul when she talks about it. And I want that. The other thing is, you know, I've been reading about how if we come to union, we have this mission and we get to positively impact the world, and that appeals to me. But it's starting to look like it's not going to happen. But at least I'm becoming a better version of myself. The funny thing is, there's hardly any contact, you know, and like I said, it's not good. But I've had a couple dreams. They seem so real with my person, and I can tell that this is how we're supposed to be. We are easy with each other. We don't worry about all these other people and what they might think. We're just good together. We just can be. Which I guess, you know, maybe it's not that ironic that the timing is now that they're happening, because they kind of keep me hoping. You know what the other weird thing is? I've hardly spent any time at all with my person, because all this time it's been, you know, first getting to know each other, comfortable enough to meet, and then totally. So I barely know my person, and yet I've had recall of a few past lives, and it's like there's just this recollection in me somehow that this soul, not gonna say this man, this woman, this child, this parent, because I think we've had so many lives together, and I just recognize this soul, and I realize I love the soul. I mean, you know, the person here I barely know, so you can't say, oh, I love you. But there's some memory that just reminds me. When I want to get angry and start tossing off, you know, naughty words, I love his soul. You know, and there's been some wounding things between us. And when I want to just get so angry and say, F you, I'm out of here, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't, because I can remember that this soul is, for one thing, you know, part of mine, and for the other, just is beautiful. I mean, the thing is, I've read we plan all this before we come, and not only do we plan what lessons we're going to have and how things are going to go down, we also meet like on other planes during this, and we go, okay, so this way, now we're going to do it this way. I mean, you know, thank God for all these things that I can be reading. Don't trust everything. You guys know that. You can't trust everything. A lot of people are out there trying to make money off this stuff. That's the other thing. I don't have that much money, but I hired this person that's supposed to be an expert. I don't know. You know, on the one hand, the expert says, quit worrying about it so much, there's no rules. But then on the other hand, they say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. Aren't those rules, for Pete's sake? So, I mean, not even the experts. You just really have to trust yourself and trust the spirit if you could talk to them. But, you know, that's the funny thing. I am starting to trust myself. And I'm starting to see that I am making progress. am turning into a different person. And I never thought I was all that bad before, but I can see all this load of crap behavior that I've been carrying with me and lies I believed about myself shoved on me by other people, and I'm starting to choose not to buy into all that stuff anymore. So, here's the thing. I'm sorry, these things are so itchy. I know, I should just lose it, but you don't want to see what's under here, trust me. I see in these different twin flame communities, not you guys are amazing, but there's all this anger. Women are calling the divine masculine pieces of shit and cheaters and liars and all this stuff, and they're so angry, and it's just the opposite of where we're supposed to be going. We're supposed to be going to unconditional love, where we love them even if they cheat. We love them even if they lie. We love them even if they hurt us. That's what unconditional love is. But the tricky part is, oh no, I'm supposed to love myself first. I'm working on it though. I got all this free time, why not? So there's my progress report. I'm depressed much of the time, but I am making progress on myself. And I can say I'm starting to like myself a little bit. That's pretty cool. Never really could say that before. So, those women, those divine feminines, they could be mad at the divine masculine. They can hate their guts. They can hook up with other men to hurt their partners, whatever they want to do. But me? Even though this is not turning out the way I kind of thought it would at the start, I'm grateful to my divine masculine, because all this stuff that hurts so much, it's digging up the bullshit. And I am throwing the shit away. I don't know what else. You don't burn it. You don't want to. So, you can't hate him. Like I said, I'm finding I love him. Go figure. And if I don't let my head get involved and start thinking about all the reasons that it can't work, and just let my heart and my soul do the talking, I still can hope. It's just, dwindling a bit, and it all depends on the day. Thank you for letting me talk at the meeting. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to wear one of those success pins. We'll see. Till the next meeting, bye. Hi, my name is Angelique, and oh, hold on. I'm done with the wig. Because you know what? I'm going to be authentic, and I don't care how bad my hair looks. Because that's part of this journey. I'm supposed to be who I truly am, to take off the masks, take off the wigs, take out the chicken cutlets or whatever they call those things that women stuff in their bras. I'm gonna be me, I'm just gonna be me. Because I have made so many discoveries since the last time I was here about myself. And I will say, my person a while back said, just be you. You don't have to try so hard, just be you. And I think that's the first time anyone said that to me. That no matter how I was, no matter how irritating I was, no matter how many times I said the wrong thing, no matter how many times I caused hurt unintentionally, it was okay to just be me. And that started me on a road that led to freedom, honestly. It's like I don't need all those things to cover up what I think is bad about me. And, even better, I can let out the things that I never acknowledge, but that are really good about me. Maybe a little odd, maybe a little quirky, but you know what? When I'm me, I can feel that I have this light inside me, and it kind of comes out and it touches people sometimes. So I am really happy about that. I may look like hell, but that's okay, because the right people are just gonna go, you know, there's something about Angelique. It's like when she is around, I just feel better. Well, I think they sense the light. I mean, I haven't figured it all out, but here's the thing, I'm just gonna be me. And no matter what happens with my twin soul, I am gonna be so grateful for that. Because I'm discovering me. I may be dingy. I may be an old hippie. I may have lots of things that are wrong with me still, but you know what? Me is a good thing to be. So, you know, I still don't see him, and it's actually gotten worse. I don't even have social media contact anymore. And I know that probably I should just quit hoping, you know. I know that people would think I'm crazy to still be hanging in here after this long, but there's just that connection, there's just that memory without remembering, if that makes sense. You know, I've had to do forgiving, and then I thought, I'm not sure I even had to do that, because every single thing that we do to bring up shit for each other is because of love. It's because of love, unconditional love. We want each other to be the best version. And that's whether they want to be with us or not. That's how it works. So, I'm not sure I even had anything to forgive. Not even the fact that I have absolutely no contact now. Because I know it's for a reason. You know, people say I should be moving on and meeting someone, and, you know, I'm no spring chicken. What am I doing, still hibernating like a bear? Not getting out there and meeting someone, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I can't explain any of this, but I feel like I just want to be steadfast. That's an old-fashioned word, maybe I'm not using it right, but that's what keeps coming to me. Steadfast, but if we ever do meet again, I've learned about boundaries. I've learned to put them up for myself and to expect people to respect them, and I've also learned how I have plowed through them for my person and other people. I've learned that when I get all stressed out and wound up, I am forceful. I'm aggressive, and so I'm trying really hard to learn how to be gentle. You know, there's just all these defenses we put up as we go through life, and I've had a fair number of years. And the thing is, like I said, you know, there's a big age difference. He's a lot older. I don't know how long he's gonna be around. Do I really want to piss all this away with fussing? No, I want to heal this stuff. And the funniest thing is, I feel like we've both done so much work on our own that we're at that point we're supposed to be doing the rest together. But that's out of my hands. You know, there's that divine timing, which I have resented many times because I'm not patient and I've had to learn to be. Ugh, I do not like being patient. But see how forceful I just got? Now I just have to go. I will be patient because I'm convinced that the universe will bring to me what is best for me to lead me to peace and happiness and bliss someday. I I just can't run my own show. And giving up control hasn't been that easy. So I can't decide really what to do about meeting someone else. You know, the rules say, oh, you need to live your own life and quit worrying about your person. And that includes meeting other people and, you know, maybe even falling in love. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me, because if your heart is invested somewhere else, on the other hand, if your person doesn't really want your heart, you know, I'm still doing all this juggling stuff. But really it boils down to, I'm actually learning about unconditional love. I'm actually learning that people can, if not master it, start to approach it. Where you go, you know what? Do what you need to do. Because I'm gonna love you anyway. And you start to see that the hurt is for a reason. And you start to see how you've been protecting yourself and how you don't have to anymore. And you start to see that there's potential for change in your life that could be really good. And whether it comes out the way you thought it would, or it comes out a different way, you can see it could come if you just keep plugging along. So I know I've been coming to these meetings for a long time. In a black wig, not even myself. This is me. I'm still Angelique, but I am better. And you know, as to my person, if I ever do see my person again, I'm not going to be screaming and tossing accusations, and that's whether, you know, my person's been hooking up with someone else, or, you know, hasn't exactly told me the truth, because I know it was all for a reason. And my plan is to just smile and go up and put my arms around my person and hug. Because there is something about that energy between us. I don't understand it, but it's good shit. You know? It's good shit. Alright guys, well, I don't know if I'm even gonna come back to another meeting, because there's all these sounds to be paying attention to. Sorry. I should have turned off my phone before I got up to the podium. Anyway, I don't know if I'm coming to another meeting, because I'm starting to feel a little bit of peace about going with the flow, which is a new thing for me too. You know, good things have come of this. No matter how many times I shook my fists, no matter how many times I hated myself and then had to forgive myself, I don't have regrets, because I'm a better Angelique. Oh, you think so too? Thank you for being here for me, and thank you to listening to me. I know I kind of go on and on. I'm grateful for everything that's happened. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm still not giving up on that someday. I think maybe someday. I'm not gonna go on. You know what I think? If one of you or two of you after the meeting would like to go down and have a coffee with me afterward, I'd like that, because I'm starting to want a friendship base now that I'm not so focused on just this one thing. Sound good? Alright. See you after the meeting. Bye.